Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, I'm outside the shed here. Got a little bit of snow on the ground, came down overnight, but thankfully the sun's poked back out, so it's pretty much all melted back off. But I brought this crumbler over here because this wing cylinder is leaking. This seal right here on the end of it is oh, when I went to fold the thing up, the oil was just shooting out the end right there. So, time for some new O-rings. So I'm going to get started, get this thing taken off. This end right here comes in. Yep. Well, must be a 3/4. There we go. Get this here unhooked. It's on a T right there, so it feeds in from this side and tees off, because the up and down and the wing fold is all operated by just two hydraulic hoses. That's an oddball, smaller fitting. There we go. Okay, we'll get that one spun off, then jump down to the other end. Kind of lay these off back out of the way, that way you're not fighting over them. And that should work right there. Well, the next fun project is on these pins. Okay, I can move that one. At first I thought it was seized up. Well, it's got like a little snap ring around each end. So we'll get that snap ring popped off there, and I should have enough room to take and bring the pin out toward the front side of it. This snap ring here, a little different, kind of an oddball setup. Thing I do, I take two pry bars, put them together and pry against each other to pop that little thing out of there, because you can't use a regular set of snap ring pliers. And sometimes they're kind of tough to get up and out of there. Then you got to watch don't bounce and fly off. If you can get to sit up on that ledge, once you've got popped up out of the groove, it's not too bad. Okay, that's getting started. Ouch. That'll work. Okay, now we got to jump down here on the other end of it. Again, the same thing here. Now that one's not gripping near as tight. In fact, I don't know, I might be able to take and... yeah, I can pop that one off like that. Maybe. If you can get walked up and out of that groove, you're good to go. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna grab my hammer, we'll pop that pin out of there. You're sitting on top of the cylinder, so you might get kind of bounced around. There we go. Okay, that's got one pin popped out of there. Lay him off over here out of the way. Now we're going to jump down the other end. Okay, there went that pin. Set him right there. Ooh. I can tell you one thing, that thing's got some weight to it. That's a pretty long cylinder. Yeah, there we go. I can tell you one thing, that's got some weight to it. Let me take and throw my tape measure on this thing. Well, let's see here. It's got like this block piece here on it. You take that off, it's extended all the way out to this end. You got these threads right here. They may actually call that a 2-foot stroke cylinder. I was going to say that's a fair size one. So, well, let's get it hauled in the shed. Alrighty, we're back here inside the shed. Just trying to get a kind of a plan of action here. I've got to get the oil dumped out of this thing. And right now the piston should be pushed all the way out, which means the packing is going to be down here at this end. So there shouldn't be any oil at all that comes out this one. All the oil is going to be on this side of the internal packing. So the whole entire barrel housing is going to be full of oil. So I'm going to have to grab me a bucket and flip this thing upside down. That way when I push the ram back into it, I can take and catch all that hydraulic oil, which the oil itself is going to be good. So I want to see if I can try and actually keep it and put it back in the tractor. I grabbed an old hydraulic oil bucket, and I'm going to take this T fitting here off. Come on. There we go. And that should be just a straight, what I call a taper fit, and or I think some may actually call it a JIC fitting. And that should be a straight fitting. So I'm going, yeah, there we go, just a simple straight fitting. Put that guy over there. Now what I want to do is attempt to take and point that thing right down to that bucket lid. Maybe I can get you to sit right there on top of that golf cart handle. Now let's see what happens. Oh man, that thing's heavy. It's kind of off, with it being extended, it's kind of off balance. Okay, let's see what happens now. Hey, that works. Now, let's see how well I can shove this ram back in. I may have to grab another bucket to sit out here at this end. Yep, I gotta have another bucket. Might be able to set that up there for right now and hold itself in place. I grabbed a second bucket to help hold up on that end of the barrel. Let's see if I can tap this in. Huh. Okay, well, I can turn it. I do see some oil coming out. Sometimes they'll actually go in pretty easy for the most part, at least the ones I've always worked on anyway. They'll come apart pretty easy. Huh. That's odd. I can see I got oil coming in that bucket. I guess I just had to keep playing with it and see what I can do. That's going kind of slow. Maybe I can take and sit the thing actually up against something solid and kind of push on it. We'll see what that does. Maybe. Huh. Figure I'd try something different right quick. It's hard to push against for no more clearance than what I have here. I don't have anything to push up against very easily and be able to maintain keeping that bucket underneath it. So I figure, well, how about I try a ratchet strap? I thought anyway. There we go. And use that to begin to pull it together. Huh. Well, I sure don't want to go together very easily unless it has a flow restrictor in it. It could have flow restrictors. That's why it's going together so hard. Never thought about that. Because you put a flow restrictor into it, it's going to go real slow. Especially doing it like this. It's slowly coming together. Oil's coming out back there. I'm going to almost bet there's flow restrictors in it. That's why it's going so slow and so stiff. It's got to shove that oil through it. So, well, I'll bring you back in once I get the thing finally claps down. Well, it took a while, but I finally got that cylinder collapsed. With it having those flow restrictors in the thing, that definitely slows it down, being able to take and shove that oil back out of the thing. Because you can only take and collapse just little bits at a time. So, anyway. But that's got it collapsed, and now I'm ready to take and start loosening up these big drill bolts. Thankfully, the sun poked out, so I was able to take and open up the shed door. I tried my 1/2-inch impact on this thing, but I could not get to want to break them drill bolts loose, so let's get the big guns hooked up, see what happens. Hopefully it'll actually take and snap a drill bolt. Okay, I gotta watch. I don't want to twist one of them drill bolts off. Huh. Oh, that one came loose. Come on. That one came loose. I'm trying not to let it just sit there and hammer on the thing. Okay, that one broke loose. In fact, actually, I just need to get I'm going to get the forklift and a pallet and set that thing on a pallet. It'll be a lot easier to work with than trying to sit there and balance on top of two buckets. That makes it a whole lot easier to work on. Put it on that pallet. Get this last one snapped loose. Maybe. Ugh. There we go. It does make it nice with this thing having a variable speed trigger. There we go. That thing does get heavy after a while, I can tell you that much. Get that cap popped off there, it shouldn't be that bad at all to take apart. I know what's going on. With that ram being stuck in, it's trying to pull it out also, all together. There we go. That should let the cap pop off easier. Pop. There we go. Oh yeah, you can see that thing is shut. I can, as I pull the ram out, I can hear it sucking air in that far fitting down there. But, okay. With it having that flow restrictor into it, makes it a little more tricky. There we go. Come on. Oh, didn't realize that. I thought all the oil was out. I'll set up on that hammer for right now. If I would have known that, I would have grabbed a bucket. Huh. That's why I collapsed it. Okay, I just got the ram taken out of it. Yeah, there's a little closer look at it. And it's the ram seal right inside there that is leaking. So I got to get that big packing nut off the end. Of course I'll clean all this up, but now as far as internal leaking, I don't think it is doing anything like that. This packing seal right here, it still looks good right there on that thing. I may go ahead and replace it, however, since I've already got it taken apart. Now there is a seal on this end. I'm not messing with it. Leave that alone, it's not leaking. This one right here, I probably wouldn't replace it. However, since I have taken it apart, I'll probably just go ahead and put a new O-ring and backup ring. That's that little white part is a backup ring in there. And then same thing out here. New seal. That blue ring, that I can probably not change that part of it. All that blue ring does, that's just like a stabilizer as it goes up and down on the inside of the barrel. Had to drop the pallet off. I've done this before, but usually when you go to take and get this big packing nut off the end of that ram, it does not want to come off very easy or put on pretty good. So just take your yoke here on the end, slide it up as good and tight on the fork, and that'll hold it. then get you a big impact and buzz that off. So let's see if that'll work. That's a big lock nut, takes an inch and 7/8 socket. So, oh, you know what, I forgot something. Kind of put that piece of cardboard underneath there, that way it can't score that chrome rod up too much. Oh, come on, there we go. Well, let's see what happens. Well, it didn't take too much to knock that big block nut off there. In fact, I shook the thing so hard it knocked the camera down. Well, I guess when you got 3,000 pounds of torque, it's going to shake something loose. I know I've showed this before, but if you want an impact that will do the job, get you one of these big Ingersoll Rands. It'll definitely fix you up and you'll be ready to roll. Get this packing popped off here. Okay, and underneath these packing pieces, there's a little O-ring that goes right around here as well. There it is. However, I'm going to leave that on there for right now. We'll just take and set the packing piece off here to the side. And I want to take and pull that cap off. Not too sure how well you can see in there. Maybe I'll get you out in the sun. Get the sun shining down there. Okay, that green part, that's going to be your main ring. You see that great big hole in it? That's what's letting the oil bleed through. Because it, like I say, when I went to fold the wing up, it was just spraying right out the end of the cylinder. So it's time for some new packing and seals inside that thing. Of course, out here on this side, you got a that part right there that you see bent over. That's just like a wiper ring to wipe off dust. And from what I can tell, it's all ate up. Also, it's practically gone. So we'll get some new goodies put in there and be ready to roll again. Trying to get that old wiper ring cut out of there. Generally, if you can't get them started, you can get them to pop out. However, this one's been in there for a long time. There we go. Okay, yeah, there's the old wiper. It sits right down that groove. And then right down there is the seal. Or in this case, what's left of it. Man, just running around there, it's literally all dry rotted. Okay, looks like I need to grab a couple little picks to get that thing picked out of that groove.